All right. Okay. So, prayer. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayana Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave, Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam, Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. So, with the grace of God and Guru, we are here in the 9th chapter of the Gita, learning all about the Raja Vidya, the Raja Guhya, the secret knowledge of God realization. And we have come a long way, and now we have come to a very beautiful section of the chapter, which is about the kinds of devotees that Lord has. Okay. See, in the very beginning, he talked about the atheists, if you remember, those who don't believe in God. He didn't actually call them atheists. He described their desires and their function in the world as moghasha, mogha karmana, mogha jnana vichetasaha. Remember, moghasha. All their desires are delusionary desires. Mogha karmana. All their actions are also waste, in vain. Mogha jnana. All the knowledge that they have is also in vain. Because ultimately there is no, again to go back to the Ramakrishna example, there is no one before the zero. So everything in your life is 0, 0, 0. That is the brief description of what a moghasha is. Moghasha. And then he spoke about what kind of bhaktas. We are coming to them now. Okay. Anya bhakta and ananya bhakta. We will see what that is. So we had a few questions that we were supposed to answer, all of us. Do you remember them? Let me check out. We will all pitch in for this. Okay. First question. Life for God or God for life? What is the difference? What do you choose and why? Would you give your life for God? Or have you been choosing God over God for life? So far, what's been happening in our lives? Please pick up.
So far, we are looking at God for life. In Bekandre God. Okay, God, give me this. God, give me that.
Correct.
So I think once we are into this path, we have to give our life for God because He knows what's best for us.
Right. Correct. Perfectly said. Anyone else? Any other inputs on this?
What Padmaja just said, like, so far we've been doing that. At the same time, the society also, the upbringing also has been conditioned like that. Okay, if you do this, you will get this. If you pray like this, you will get this. But as and when we get the clarity, probably our thought process changes what we are thinking. Like, pray for the liberation or mukti. And yeah, that's the same path we are leading into now.
Correct. Yes, perfectly said. And God himself also says, I will give you whatever you want. He said, no, I have got 4 types of devotees, Artha, Jignasu. All sorts of people come to me. Those are in desperate trouble, those who want wealth, those who have kamya karma, kamyas, everyone come to me, no problem. But he has a preference for the last, the jnani, who comes to him only for the sake of liberation. So, another question we were contemplating was, or all our prayers are answered or not? Are they answered by God? I mean, if you have so much faith in God, even the artha or even the artharthi, the one who wants his desires to be fulfilled, are all the prayers answered? What do you think? All the time?
Purimaji, can I go?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, they are answered. If, with the right bhakti and, with the pure mind, if we pray now, everything will come true, because that has happened with me.
Acha. How nice. That is total trust. Very nice. Okay?
But in time.
But in time. What are the
Number one.
factors that play? What are
In
the
time is number one.
Hmm.
Your prarabdha karma should be conducive.
Correct.
You must everything happens like that, in the sense, when Bhishma was lying in that arrow bed and bleeding to his death, he asked Krishna, whatever I did that I am suffering like this? For all that I know, for the last 100 years, 100 lives I've taken, I've not done anything wrong. Why am I suffering so much? Krishna says, go back 101st year. You were the leader in an army. And a big black king cobra came on their way. And he gave the instruction, because the moment his regiment sees the king cobra, they will all get, disturbed. They are following a different marching process. And if they see, everyone will get scared and run helter-skelter. So he asked one of the guys to go and kill the king cobra. One bold fellow. He went, and you know what he did? He took the king cobra and threw him into the cactus forest. And the king cobra died bleeding.
A painful death.
Very painful, bleeding death. So why after 100 years?
Right.
So king cobra is supposed to be a superior, life. Of all the cobra, all the snakes, king cobra is supposed to be the highest.
That's why we worship.
So it took you 100 years to reach this position. And now it is time for you to undergo the curse which the
cobra gave.
Suffered. So what all you desire, what all happens in your life is not now. पता नहीं किस जन्म में क्या किया, क्या मालूम.
The timeline we are not aware.
No. And sometimes you enjoy the adrishta punya. Like coming to this class.
Prayers are answered. Yeah, adrishta punya.
Coming to this punya. The punya could be simple punya which I immediately enjoy.
Right.
Okay. Sometimes that punya is such a high level punya that it is stored for the highest.
Very good. Very nice. Very beautiful. So well said.
And you are given this opportunity to sit in a place where you will be, all the pores of your body will be just absorbing Not enough if I just come and sit in the class. Suppose I don't understand anything, it is a wasted class. So if you have to understand also that really the Adishta Punya must be fructifying.
King, big time. Correct. So beautiful.
I'm able to understand, I'm able to absorb, and
Mm.
I'm able to experience. And so I go forward in my journey.
Very beautiful. Correct. Lovely. Thank you,
So,
dear.
so many things are there.
Correct.
So that reminds me one story, Purnima. So there was one, ashram. In this, there was a guru along with his sishyas. He had one favorite sishya. One morning while he was meditating, he saw that this favorite sishya is going to die in a week's time.
Okay.
He felt really very sad, that thing. So then he calls that and says, you go and visit your family, and then, for a week you take an off and go and visit your family. Because he knew after that he's not going to live. So this guy says, no, I'll go later. I don't want to go now. I am so happy here. I'm doing all this and that. But he says, no, you please go and visit Anta. He will not tell him that, you're going to die, Anta. So this guy will go and be with his family. He was very happy. And then after a week's time, he comes back. And Guru is totally surprised because within a week he's supposed to die and he is not, he's come back. Then he will ask, while you are going way to home, you tell me what all had happened. Then that guy will say, while I was going, there's something and all he'll say. But then he also says, there was one line of ants moving, on the road. And, that path was in such a way that, people can stamp over and all that. So he made such a change. He changed the route of the ants so that they are safe. All that's complete. The ants will not be, hurt by anyone else. Atra changed it, and then I went my way, Anta.
Wow.
Then time that I realized that small act of his thing to save those ants with whom he is nowhere related, made him come out of that, mouth of death, Anta. So, so then he understood, this is what this one act has made him come out of it. And so Nirmala said, Adrushta Punya, simple or the highest level, Anta. So this is one story that I remembered.
Very beautiful, Padmaja.
Beautiful, Padmaja.
So the question of why should I pray to God if karma is the, all-encompassing, all-powerful entity in my life, if that is the question, this is the answer. If karma is what decides my fate, then why should I pray to God? I should pray to God because what comes as a mountain of difficulty will just pass away like a breeze. That is where...
ಅದೇ ನಾನೊಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ.
ಹೇಳಿ.
See, certain things, no, God never answers immediately. As ಅಮ್ಮ said, no, ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ಕಳಿಲೇಬೇಕು. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ನಾವು ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ 8 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತು, ಯಾಕೆ ಮುಗ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಕರ್ಮ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನಾನು ನಮ್ ತಮ್ಮ ತಂಗಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ವೆಲ್ ಟು ಡೂ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ನಾನೇನೋ ಸಂಚಿತದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಕರ್ಮ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ, ಸೊ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪೇ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸತ್ಸಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಬರೋದು ರೆಪ್ಪೆಗೊಡ್ದು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ. ಅದೇನ್ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಒಂದು ಬಾಧೆ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಭಗವಂತ. ಅವನು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಹಿಂಗೋ ಒಂದು ಸಮಾಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು.
ಚಂದ, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸೇ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್. ನೋ,
that's what I'm telling. Amma, what I'm telling is, see, God, no, when we are in satsang, he never troubles us too much. இது கண்ணுக்கு வரது வந்துட்டு அந்த ரெப்பைக்கு வந்துட்டு போயிடுது. I'm telling. Got it, ma?
Got it. Everyone
got it. Thanks.
So like that, we cannot keep on cribbing on the same thing. Why for me only? We should think that. See, because my sister and brother, no, they are well to do, ma. So I am only, since 23 years, I am suffering and still suffering. I thought at least my son is going for work. Now I can settle. Anta. Now suddenly he wanted to go to Germany. Then where I can settle? He says another 1 year, then everything be sari hogutte anta. But now already 58 running. So when ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಭಗವಂತನ್ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೀನಿ. ಭಗವಂತ ನಂದೇನು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಂದೆ. So I have left it to God, ma. See, he'll look after me because he'll never trouble me too much. He's kept me in many satsangs so that I can forget everything.
Yes.
So that is what's happening in my life. So
Yes,
they say
yes.
only for me, why for me? No, because I have done sanchita, very bad sanchita, so I have to pay for it. So I have no complaints for it. It's okay. He will help me.
Done punya
No,
also.
but God has given you the tranquilizer.
Yes.
Coming
like
to
that.
satsang is a tranquilizer.
Yes, yes. 100%.
That is more powerful than your sanchita. Sanchita will come, keep coming and going, but this tranquilizer will come with you forever.
But certain things immediately he'll give me.
Ah,
ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದಾಗ್ಬಿಡತ್ತೆ.
very
But
good.
ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲಾನು you have to wait until the karma finishes.
Right.
That's what.
So Pragati, welcome to the show. The question we were discussing was, does God answers everyone's prayers all the time? So anybody?
Thank you and sorry I joined late.
No problem. You're welcome.
I
So-
think he does answer some, and maybe not answering some of our prayers is also for our benefit.
Very, very correctly said. Sometimes the answer is no. Just like a mother, no, who will not indulge every whim of the child. I want more cookies. I want more chocolate. We'll say, no, this is enough. This is bad for you. Your teeth will rot. So no is also an answer. Why don't we take that as an answer? We will not accept no as an answer. We only yes is the answer that we need all the time. That is for the Sakama Bhaktas. Yes is the answer. No, not necessarily. Sometimes he says,
There is a small story
yes.
I'll narrate.
All
So
right.
there was once a king and a very, very loyal minister. So the loyal minister, he was a very good devotee of God. And then any time anything happens, he would say, okay, everything is for our good. And this is what God gave us.
Okay.
So this is God's intention. So one day the king was cooking in the kitchen and he cuts his little finger. So he loses part of his finger.
Correct.
So he becomes, he's very sad. And then in the morning when in the court, he narrates this and he's sad. The minister says, everything is for your good and
Yes.
God has a plan. So king gets really angry with the minister that he's not empathetic towards him losing his finger. He puts the minister in jail. So then he says what happened. So even then the minister says, I'm not going to change my version just because this happened. So this is still for everything happens for good, and this is for my good that I'm in the jail.
Right.
And God has a plan.
Right.
So after a few days, the king and few soldiers, they go out hunting. So the king gets caught by the tribes in the forest, and they try to give Bali of the king, offer him to Kali. Then just before they're all ready and prepared to offer him, they realize his little finger is missing. So they think he is incomplete. So an incomplete human being cannot be offered.
Right.
So they leave him alone. Then king comes back and falls at the feet of the minister, and he says, you're right, actually. So this losing the finger happened for my good. Had I not lost a finger, then I would have been given as Bali. So then the king asks, so how come then, how would you translate this? You being in jail, still, would you consider it as for your good? So the minister says, yeah, absolutely. Had I not been put in the jail, I would have accompanied you to the forest. And then, so the next person, the next good human being that they could have offered as Bali would have been me. And since I am a complete man, they would have killed me. So I'm definitely, it is good that I was in the prison. So I didn't go to the forest with you. So everything happens for the good, and God has a plan.
There it is. Yes.
So,
Oh, we just need to have the discretion to see it that way.
yeah.
Like Nirmala said, we can't see it immediately. It will take, there's a big picture that we don't see all the time. Correct. Beautiful. All right. So why are we discussing all this? Because it leads to the next beautiful shloka, which we are going to chant right now. It's a very, very famous shloka, which is 9.22. Share screen. Yes. Ananyaschintyanto maam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
Shall I recite?
Yes, Rama, heli, chant.
ananyaschintyanto maam ye janaah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
Very beautiful. Yes. Next.
ananyaschintyanto maam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
Very beautiful. Next. Heli yaradru. Anyone can go.
ananyaschintyanto maam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
ananyaschintyanto maam ye janaah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
ananyaschintyanto maam ye janaah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
ananyaschintyanto maam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
ananyaschintyanto maam ye janaah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
Padmaja. Padmaja, Shweta, Anu.
Yes.
Yeah.
ananyaschintyanto maam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
ananyaschintyanto maam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyukto maam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
ananyaschintyanto maam ye janam
Ye janaah paryupasate.
paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshema vahamyaham.
Very good. Okay. All done. Right. So, yogakshemam vahamyaham. This is the motto of which institution of India?
LIC.
Yeah.
Life Insurance Corporation.
Of India. Yogakshemam vahamyaham means I shall take care of your well-being. It's a beautiful line. So LIC means it in one way and Krishna is meaning it in a very in the larger picture. So, ananyaschintyanto maam, those who always think of me. Ye janaah paryupasate, and those who engage in exclusive devotion towards me. Tesham, to them. Nityabhiyuktanam, again he is stressing those whose minds are always absorbed in me. Yogakshemam vahamyaham, I take care of their yogakshema. What is the meaning of yogakshema? I provide what they lack and I preserve what they already possess. Yes, this is the assurance given by the Lord in this shloka for all of us, for the ananya bhaktas. So let us discuss what is this ananya bhakti. What is ananya bhakti? Anya means other. Ananya means not other. Exclusive bhakti. Isn't it? Ananya bhakti. So those who are in ananya bhakti towards God, he will take care of their yoga and kshema. So according to Shankara, yoga means apraptasya prapti. That which I don't have, I will get it. There are so many things that are aprapta for us in our wish list. Probably in the worldly wish list, we have so many things. This has to be done. I want this. I want a bigger house, or whatever. Even the littlest things. Tomorrow I need to go somewhere. I hope there is no problem. Or I will get a ticket to, I have to do a railway booking. I'll get a ticket. So many. Our whole life is all about this apraptasya prapti. Yes or no? It's always taking care of something that I don't have. Providing, getting. That is the whole thing. And then kshema, preserving what I already have. My health, basically my health, my possessions, my family, taking care of everything. That is the kshema. So if you write the biography of anybody of us, whole life is all about yoga and kshema. Getting and preserving. Getting something and preserving. And here is God who is assuring.
My microphone is muted.
Whose mine? Okay. So, yeah, and here is God assuring us that don't worry about this main activity of your life. Yogakshema, I will take care. How wonderful is that? That is, the caveat is ananya bhakti. When you have ananya bhakti towards me, I will take care of your yoga and kshema. So what is this ananya bhakti? Ananya bhakti is to turn away from this worldliness, away from this my own yoga kshema, blah, 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 all the time. When I turn away from that and I see God everywhere, that is ananya bhakti. How can I do that? Isn't it? It's a tall order, right? Isn't it a tall order? What do you think? Is it difficult or what? Please pitch in. Is it easy to have ananya bhakti? And how do I do it? Helipa, should I go on doing puja all the time? Devru, light them on. Idu belagageddu one puja, madhyana innond puja, ratri another one more puja, or every day of the week I go to one temple because one God is the main deity of the day. What, Padmaja? How do we do this ananya bhakti?
I think if we go with the rituals, yes, people who are into rituals are, I don't think that is called ananya bhakti, what God is looking at. God is looking at whatever we do, we see God in that. Whatever we are supposed to do, we do that. Our own roles and responsibilities, we do to the best of our knowledge.
Yeah.
If we are going in that particular line, we are ananya bhaktas.
Okay.
Without any expectation, we do our duty. And everything is prasada buddhi or prasada phala.
Prasada buddhi.
Yes. As Padmaja said, whatever we do, we leave it to the God for the result. But we do our effort sincerely.
Very good.
That is, I feel, ananya bhakti. And trust in God. He saves us.
Very important. Trust.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trust in God. Yeah.
In God, correct. Just like how we trust any other coach, say a swimming coach. You know, he will teach you kind of on the ground. He will teach you some strokes. Do this, do that. But unless you jump into water, you have to test that. No, you cannot always. You have to jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. So trust in God and jump. Have that Shraddha. God is, see, if any other person on earth tells me, I will take care of your yogakshema, you do what you want, will you trust that person? Hare, you go to the market and get me vegetable, I will ask him, isn't it? But here, God is in the position of, he's saying, trust me, I will take care of everything. So, if I trust God, if I turn away from worldliness and do my duties as per what He Himself has said in the Gita, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, everything, if I apply, and I just go on the on a day-to-day basis, He will say, I will take care of yogakshema. How? It is
Through somebody, through some help, somebody will come.
Through somebody will come. So we know that famous story, Alva. We all know that famous story of vahamyaham, dadamyaham. People, all of you know that story. It's very interesting story.
Please tell.
Yeah. So there was a commentator of the Mahabharata. His name was some Mishra, Jagannatha Mishra, or some, I'm not sure. It's a legend. You know, it happens years ago, thousands of years ago. So this poor Bada Brahmana, he was a poor Brahmin, and he was writing a bhashya on the Mahabharata. And then he came to a section where he came to 9.22, where he says, yogakshemam vahamyaham. The meaning of the word vahami is to carry. To carry. Vahami means to carry. And this poor Brahmin thinks, why? The God is the Lord and Master of the universe. Why should He carry anything for me? He will grant. You know, dadami is the right word, not vahami. Why will He personally carry my problems and troubles? He will say, okay, yogakshema, I will grant you, I will agree, because He is the Master. And He has got so many servants under Him, so many demigods and gods who are ready to do His bidding, isn't it? So this poor Brahmin, this scholar, he's a Pandita, he scratched out the vahamyaham and wrote dadamyaham, I shall grant. He said Vyasa must have made some mistake, or in this version of the Gita that I have, there must be some printing mistake. It must be dadamyaham. So he just scratched it, and then it was a time for his evening snana and sandhya vandana time. So he went to the river. In the meanwhile, his wife was in the kitchen, and she was worried about there is nothing in the kitchen, there is no grocery, there is no vegetable, there is nothing to eat. What shall I cook for the night? What shall I cook for the night? She is wondering all the time. Just that moment, two children come to the doorstep. They are carrying big baskets of tarkari and grocery on their heads, and they have come and they say, Amma, please come, help me. Please help me put down this heavy weight on my head. And so she rushes out, and two little boys are standing there with heavy weights on their head. And she quickly puts the baskets down and said, who are you? From where are you coming? What's all this? They said, your husband only sent all this. He said, there is nothing in the house. So you please give this to my wife. And he took us to the market. He purchased all this and he has brought it. See, such heavy weight he has put on my head. And then he beat me also on the back. And that little child shows the back, and two welts are there. Two welts are there on his back. And then this poor woman is horrified. She said, oh my God, my husband cannot be, he's not a man that who is going to hit children like this. But still she says, okay, thank you. And he gives the children some water to drink and sends them on the way. And the husband comes back and immediately toot padi. What do you think you have done? Why have you sent these little children with such a heavy weight? Why did you hit that little fellow and all that? She starts. This man doesn't know what's happening. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Then he goes to the kitchen and sees vegetables, grocery, everything is there. And then it dawns on him, I didn't send anybody. God himself has come. Vahamyaham. He has carried my needs and he has come to my doctor to give me the message himself. That Dadami is not right. I say I carry, I'll carry. So that was the beautiful. And then immediately he scratches that mistake out and he puts back vahamyaham. So this is a literal example of how God carries the needs, carries your needs. If that is not inspiring, I don't know what is. But on a daily basis, I don't think we can expect God to do all such things for us. What literally is meant by yogakshemam, how does he carry your responsibilities, is what the Bhashyakaras and what the scholars who have commented on this verse, they say, he will reduce your anxieties to the maximum extent. Like Chandra said in the beginning of the class, I will reduce your anxiety so that your mind is free for thinking of me. See, when my mind is full of anxieties, will I even think of God? Is it possible? Is it easy? The mind has to be free, isn't it? Even to think of God, even for a little contemplation, even to make this 1 hour free time on a Saturday morning to sit here. So many things has to be organized in my life, which he has take care of. Just think about it. Because there is some arrangement, somehow there is some space for me. This 1 hour space has been given. By whom? By God. Why? Because we are thinking of him at this hour. So whenever I want to think of God, he will make time he will create space for me. That is the promise of God. I will take care of your yogakshema in this way. You will not find the lack of time to think about me. That is the main message he is giving. That is what all the Bhashyakaras say. All this taking care of the little needs in my life, I will do it. I will take care of the needs, but I'm not Santa Claus. God is not saying I'm Santa Claus. You just put up your feet and do bhajan and japa, I will come and no. He is not saying that. Do your work. I'll take care of your needs so that you have more space for Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. I will take care that more and more space is created in your life by taking away all the peripheral, unnecessary trappings of your life. I will take them away. That is how he is taking care of my yoga and kshema. Yes, anyone wants to share about this, Neha?
Unfortunately, I missed the best part. I mean, this was a shloka I was waiting for. I prepared for this last class, but ee vara agate anta helidri. Unfortunately, I missed the first half an hour. I mean, I don't know what to say, but I joined at the end when you were explaining about that woman's kitchen being filled up with groceries and vegetables, and that was God sent.
Yeah.
Another artha aito. Like when we completely surrender to God, I mean, when we really have that intense surrender, then everything is taken care of by Him.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. But you have prepared something, you said. Why don't you recall what you were supposed to tell us about this?
I really have to look back into it. Sorry about it, but yes, it really, last week I remember it was thought-provoking to me and I was very much looking forward to it. But right now I'm not in a position to recall it.
Okay. So yoga means, according to Adi Shankara, apraptasya praptihi. Okay, what I don't have, I make arrangements to get that. Aprapyasya praptihi. Tad rakshanam kshemaha. What I have, I should preserve. Tad rakshanam kshemaha. So both God has said, I will take care of it. For nishkama bhaktas. For sakama bhaktas also he will take care of yogakshema. Definitely. But that is a little limited. That comes the next. That they are not called ananya bhaktas. By the way, who is an ananya bhakta? The one who wants God for God's sake, not for the sake of his needs in life. That is the difference between the Anya Bhakta and the Ananya Bhakta. So we have to make the choice. Am I a Anya Bhakta or Ananya Bhakta? What's the pitfall of an Anya Bhakta? What are the pitfalls of an Anya Bhakta? The one who wants God for something in life. Some little prayer has to be answered for me. He's an Anya Bhakta. Sakama Bhakta. Any problem? What's the problem with Sakama Bhakti?
Temporary gratification.
Number one, temporary gratification.
And there's always the
Wants
need will go on increasing. Andre.
Rakta Bijasura. Correct.
There's no end.
There is no end. Very good.
The minute a need is fulfilled, right? He'll stop thinking about it till the next need arises. That's when he'll think about.
Even the bhakti towards God is also temporary.
Temporary, yeah. So
God
it's
is
like
also temporary. Yeah, right.
Right. The bhakti arises as the need arises. Then the need is fulfilled, bhakti moves on.
Sine curve tara. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Then anything else?
It creates bandha vasana, and that cycle of birth and death keeps coming.
Bandha vasana is created. You know what is bandha vasana, no? That which vasanas that bind us, keeps us down. Gravity is pulling us down all the time. Bandha vasana. So most of the Sakama Bhakti is about bandha vasana only. You know, getting us more and more, going towards gravity. We are not going away from. What is this Kundalini rising? It is a movement against gravity. No, if Shakti has to meet Shiva, it has to be against gravity, against the bandha vasanas. Okay, next. One more point about this.
So are you saying Kundalini raising is not good, or is it good?
It is good. You have to move away from the bandha vasanas, that is the things that bind you down. The Mooladhara is all about the very, very earthly existence. Oh, very earthly needs, which all the creatures in the world, right from an amoeba, what is the mode of an amoeba or any other creature in the plant animal kingdom? Survival mode, isn't it?
Survival, yes.
Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithuna. It is said 4 basic needs of all creatures. Ahara, food; Nidra, sleep; Bhaya, fear; and Maithuna is right? These are the main things, which everybody does. How is a human being different? Don't we identify with these, 4 needs of ours? Yeah, human
But
being.
intellect.
Intellect. The intellect. We have the discretion. The viveka is there only in a human being. The mind, the viveka, is given only to a human. In a human birth, you're able to discriminate how much of these basic instincts shall I fulfill. What next? That is the raising of the Kundalini, going to higher and up, becoming more and more refined, getting more, turning your mind towards God. All that is possible only for a human being, na? So this is the purpose of human life, basically. That is the meaning of raising of the Kundalini, going away from your Sakama desires, which is fine. I mean, absolutely. See, God is not saying don't pray, don't ask for worldly things. He said every provision is made for everything. All the menu is spread out. He says you take what you want. There is a sinful chocolate cookie, full of calories, and there is this salad which is very healthy, vegan. You choose what you want. How much of this and how much of that? This is what God is saying. No, He will fulfill all the desires. Like we discussed, when the time is ripe, all your desires. If your wish is not fulfilled in this lifetime, one more. That is the whole. See, just Nirmala shared a beautiful story of how Bhishma had to wait for 100 lifetimes for one karma to get fructified. Very difficult. Therefore, whatever desires arise in the mind, it is impossible not for the desires not to arise in the mind. When they arise, just put it in on God's feet and say, you take care of it. I don't know what to do. Ashte. One more thing about this Anya Bhakti is, Sakama Bhakti is, that Shreyas and Preyas problem will come. For me, for the Anya Bhakta, it's all about prayers, fulfillment of my desires. Prayers. I want. But Shreyas, God will take care. When I put all my desires and prayers at the feet of the Lord, with prasada buddhi, like Ramamani ji said, then he will decide whether to say yes or no, or say I will, or say later. Okay, I will grant you. Okay, I will grant you, but not now. Or no, I will not grant you. That is the prayers part he is taking out of the Shreyas part. That is the advantage, and that is how, like a mother, God will take care of your needs. He'll take care of your Shreyas first, and then prayers. This is about Sakama and Nishkama Bhakta. That's all. Paryupasate, ananyaschintyanto maam, janaah paryupasate. Paryupasate is go on worshipping him. How? Seva and worship. Seva. The only way you can worship God, apart from your rituals, putting arshana, kumkuma, flowers, dana, dharma, seva is what God loves. Seva. Service to all the creatures, all his creatures. That is the seva he loves. That is the paryupasana. Vivekananda used to say, my God, the sick, my God, the poor, my God, the wicked. For everybody, I will do seva. Okay, Nirmala, you please tell us more.
The thing is, first, you give the child a chocolate. You daily give chocolate to the child. And you fulfill all the wishes of the child. One day, the child has developed so much love and trust in you that whatever you say, it'll do. First, God, Sakama Bhakti and all, God will fulfill all your desires. And then you will fall in line. After that,
correct,
he has caught you around his ring finger.
Perfectly said. First, he will fulfill all the little bhaktis, he will fulfill. Kamas, he will fulfill.
And then you'll say, Ayyo, my God is the greatest. He will do the best.
Yes.
Then he will take you to Olympic race and make you do the most difficult, javelin, vault, jumping, javelin jumping.
Yes, and you'll do it effortlessly also.
Effortlessly, because you have total trust, love, affection towards, Ayyo, he has done so much for me. This is the minimum I can do in return for him.
Minimum I can do, or he will do this also, he will make me do. Something like that.
Yes. Surrender, total surrender.
Yes.
That is my favorite, the total surrender part. But we say surrender, but we have not really surrendered. The surrender part is a very difficult, tricky part.
Very tricky. That's the most, once you overcome that, everything is done. Yeah.
But what we say, I've surrendered to God. I don't know what's going to happen to my son. I don't know what's going to happen to my daughter. Oh no, my husband has gone out. I don't know. Is it safe? It's raining heavily. If you have surrendered, it is just like Ramana Bhagavan's story. One farmer climbs a train with a bag of rice. He sits down and he has the bag of rice on his head. The co-passenger says, even if you put the rice down, bag down, the bag will come along with you. It's not going anywhere.
Correct.
He said, no, this is my bag of rice. I want to carry it in my head. Right. That's how we are doing. Even if you leave it, believe it or not, things are going to happen according to everyone's prarabdha karma. Because I'm going to worry myself. See, I worried my husband has gone to some place and it has been raining cats and dogs. I was worrying myself to the hilt. And see, now he's coming in. The rain has stopped. Why did I worry? What a waste.
No, even otherwise, even if you don't worry, like you said, if I worry, same result. If I don't worry, also same result. So I might as well not worry and just trust God. See, this is where the traits of the Ananya Bhakta is prasada buddhi. Prasada buddhi, whatever, halaladaru haku, neeralladaru haku. Raghavendra, I am your devotee, whether you push me into water or you take me to the high heavens. That is the prasada buddhi. Here, there is a beautiful story of Vivekananda, who had left for, as we know, he represented India in the world parliamentary religions, whatever that title is, in Chicago, in the late 20th century, isn't it? So he got on a ship. This young man from Kolkata who had never stepped out of his of the state of his little city, he found himself on a ship sailing to America. Okay, and he was just sitting there with his eyes closed and in his orange robes, and he was just sitting there in a quiet corner. Then a fellow Indian saw him and he did namaskara to Swamiji and said, "Where are you going? Where are you going?" I'm going to Chicago. And this man said, "Oh, where are you staying in Chicago? I am also going. I live in Chicago. Where are you going in Chicago? Where will you stay?" So Vivekananda smiles and says, "Now I know where I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay with you." This man had no idea. He was sailing into an unknown land, unknown people, but he had his, he knew the language, fortunately. And with such ananya, he had such faith that God will give me a place to stay. And he was just sitting quietly in a corner. And this fellow walks in and says, "I live in Chicago. Where are you going? Where are you living in Chicago?" So that is how that fearlessness, that prasada buddhi, will take care. So many things will, fall into place. Whereas what will we do? Suppose you have to go to alight from the aircraft. When the announcement comes, daba, 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 take your luggage, go near the steps, and you just crowd the exit and stand there. You can't wait to get off. You can't wait to call your family members. "I'm coming. Is the cab ready? The Uber guy is..." What all natak we do, even though we know exactly where we have to go. And look at this man, how he was sitting like that.
What is sannyasa? Sannyasa is totally surrendering to the wish of the Lord.
Yeah.
So Shankaracharya took up sannyasa, and immediately, as an 8-year-old boy, he traveled all the way from Kerala, Thrissur to Mahakaleshwar. Not a penny in his hand, not, sannyasis are not supposed to, suppose they eat some food. "Oh, let me pack this up for the evening," like that, they are not supposed to do. They are supposed to eat that bhogavasana. That is, they are supposed to eat that meal. That's all. The next meal, God will take care. Whatever it is, God will take care. I surrender to God. God is my mother, my father, my everything. He will take care.
Extreme.
Like this only all the sannyasis live. Real sannyasis.
We have an example of one which Das, which Kabir Das, Sur Das, one of those types of bhakti, bhaktas of God. After they finished eating finished eating the last meal, the rest of it they would give away. They would stock for the next day. Tomorrow God will take care. That kind of extreme kind of, for tomorrow also
faith.
To save.
Total faith.
Too much. Yeah, total faith.
They okay, I'll tell you. A child has a mother. Does that mother, that does child think, "Ayo, what am I going to eat for dinner?"
Oh, correct. That kind of trust.
Mother takes care. Mother will go to work in 10 houses, earn money, kashtapattu, and the food will be on the table. Whether she eats or not, the child's food is ready.
Yeah, right.
Like
Yes.
that.
Yeah. Yen Sneha? Tell. Sneha wants to say something.
Yes. So again, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ this airport that saga and Vivekananda's ಅದು compare ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ that story of Vivekananda's thing on the ship that happened. So that thin line is always there. See, you had last week ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ God helps those who help themselves, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
So when we have no other doors open, when we have done everything that we can, and we have nothing else to do,
yes.
I feel that's the point when we have to surrender.
Absolutely. You're right. Glad you put that also. Correct. How the end.
That's
beginning.
Sorry.
Ade, before you came, we were just discussing God is not Santa Claus anta.
Correct.
Carry on.
Adu, I read a quote somewhere else. A quote exact words nang nenpilla, but I really loved it. We have to always do whatever we can, and then leave the rest to God. Only thing is, I have to know the difference if I'm really doing everything I can or not. Many times that is the dilemma, right? Because there are so many ways we can use our brains to find out different ways in which we can achieve something, right? Even the thought into the future, planning into the future, everything matters.
But again, this is about ananya bhakti. If it's something related to God, why was the Vivekananda going to Chicago? Not for sightseeing, no. He was going to talk about God. Therefore, God took care of his needs. That is what this ananya bhakti is about, that shreyas versus prayas. Only there is so much of prayers that God will take care of. And it has got so many baggages. The karma is there, prarabdha karma is there, timelines are there. All this we discussed before you joined.
Okay.
So when it comes to shreyas, God says, I will take care of your yogakshemam. Ashte. Shreyas bandaga. Yeah. ಬೇರೆದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕು. We need a lot of effort to take care of our the prayers needs.
That is why in Bhagavatam they say we should do marjala bhakti. A marjala cat ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹುಷಾರಾಗ್ತಾ ಮಗುನ್ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ಕೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ವೆರಾಸ್ ಮರ್ಕಟ ಅದು ಕೇರೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಅಮ್ಮ ಮಗು ಹಿಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಮ್ಮನ್ನ.
ಹೌದು. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಮಗುನ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಂಕಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳತ್ತೋ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅ ಗುಡ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ an example given for ಭಕ್ತಿ. ಆ ಮಗು ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇದು ಲೈಫ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೌನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೀವ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಅಂತ.
It will be holding.
It will be holding on to God.
But most important is if the baby monkey by chance slips away from the mother, the mother will not go back and pick up the baby.
True.
The mother will say, you are not qualified, you don't deserve to live.
You didn't hold on to me.
Yes, that is what is jnana marga.
It is jnana.
Jnana marga is like that. You are supposed to be picture perfect. If you are not, that you fall down. Whereas bhakti marga, no. It is like that useless kitten is there. No, it doesn't open its eyes even properly. The mother takes all the pains. After it is born, it changes 7 places. Why? Because the father cat, Tom cat, eats away the first kitten, it seems.
Ayyo, papa.
So now the mother has to protect the kittens from the father. So it will change 7 places. One time, one cat put, mother cat put 5 kittens in my house. I saw it in a corner. And I said, tomorrow morning I have to ask my maid to remove it from there because, I had 3 little children at that time and I was afraid they will harm. Believe it or not, next day I didn't find them. All of them gone.
Yeah, right.
He had, overnight she had taken the fire away from that place.
Yeah, that's
and
what.
all with her teeth. All with her teeth. She bites the baby and the baby is not hurt.
So that in animals, that instinct is there for protection. Whereas as human beings, that instincts also, we have so many animal instincts, but some instincts we don't have also. So God has to come into the picture for us. Then last, I just want to share one more this thing about traits of an Ananya Bhakta. One is that Prasada Buddhi, whatever comes my way, I accept, with happiness. And the next one is fearlessness. Totally fearless. I will not be. What is there to fear when God is there? That kind of fearlessness comes in. So all these enlightened masters like Ramakrishna, Ramana, Tapovan Maharaj, they had severe, horrible, life-threatening, fatal diseases like cancer in their final days. But though the body was undergoing a lot of trouble, fearlessness. They are always cheerful, always smiling. There is a story of a Zen monk, okay? And in his land one day, the Maharaja, the king came and everybody got up and did salutations to the king except the Zen monk. He was happily, probably, smoking a hubble bubble all by himself. He didn't care about for this Maharaja. So the king came and said, off with his head. He didn't do namaskara to me. He didn't get up and then the king said, do you know who I am? I can chop off your head in the blink of an eye. Why don't you get up and do namaskara to me? So the Zen monk said, do you know who I am? I can get my head chopped off without the blink of an eye. That kind of fearlessness.
Very good. Very nice one.
That's so beautiful, no? This Ananya Bhakti will lead you to that kind of fearlessness. Why? Ananya Bhakti through Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana or through this complete surrender Bhakti to Lord, don't care for... Shravana, Manana, this Jnana Marga tells you that this body is just a temporary apparition. It's a mithya. It's a dream. I wake up and when I go in deep sleep, there's no body also. What body you are talking of? Alva? That kind of clarity will come. Mithyatva clarity will come. Yes.
Who is Ananya Bhakta?
You and me and all of us. What do you say? Jai.
No.
Hanuman.
Ananya Bhakta was Prahalad.
Hanuman.
Prahalad.
Yeah.
Prahalad was put through the worst of things.
Yeah.
He was stamped by an elephant. He didn't bother.
Yeah. Right.
He was burnt in the fire. Nothing happened. He was thrown down from the cliff. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
He was tied and put, and venomous snakes were put in the thing. Nothing happened. Because he was not bothered. His Lord is going to take care of him.
Right.
Why ever should he bother? Another example is, total surrender example is Mahabali Chakravarti.
Totally, yeah.
अपना नाम इधर कहाँ आ रहा है रे पूर्णिमा?
अरे यार हमको भी है थोड़ा इधर उधर.
इधर उधर. इधर उधर is not called Ananya.
And
अपना क्या रूल है मालूम? Do your best and leave it to God. बस. इतना तो मालूम है.
Yeah, इतना तो.
Isn't that only Ananya Bhakti?
Yeah. Do your best and leave it to God.
That is the nursery of Ananya Bhakti. Nursery class.
And it is not only for human beings, no. Even Jatayu and Gajendra also attains that, no, bhakti.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. They are except
till today, Vishnu Pavam carries the lotus which Gajendra gave. Gajendra gave when?
In Ramana Maharshi's ashram, Kamla, I don't know if you've been to, peacocks are roaming around, but they have samadhi for that cow Lakshmi and Jackie the dog. Jackie the dog. And a crow.
And a deer.
All the animals which used to be near, wandering around Ramana ashram and Ramana Maharshi, they attained moksha. They were all fallen human beings. For some little karma, they were born as, they were yoga bhrashtas. That is the term.
Okay.
So if we, all of us, pass away without attaining moksha, we'll be yoga bhrashtas.
So they are, we can say that these beings are also having viveka, right?
That is very exceptional. Like Jadakarata's story also is there. He was born as a deer, but with full knowledge of his life.
Previous life.
Exceptional grace. Exceptional grace.
Yes,
Otherwise, they have to go through
the entire karma.
This topic is full not over. You cannot complete it halfway like this. Tomorrow, next time also, you have to discuss it fully.
Yeah, let's do that.
There are many more things will come up from here.
Yeah, all of us have to share at least one story of Ananya Bhakti.
Yes.
Okay.
Tab maza aayega.
Tab maza aayega. We were just warming up actually. Okay. But really it's getting late and have to leave. Okay. Loka samatta.
Thank you.
Loka samastah sukhino bhavantu. Lokaah samastah sukhino bhavantu. Lokaah samastah sukhino bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
One last thing. You have to open up your heart, and through your heart chakra, you send the power.
Lokarpana.
And in your two palms, in the middle, there are two chakras. Believe it or not, if you do it very sincerely, you can feel the chakra rotating and good wishes just flowing through into the world of within the river Jivas, on the earth, in the sky, to the whole world.
That is also, part of Prasada Buddhi. I will do seva, and the results of the seva also I give it back to the world. To that degree we should do seva. It is told. After I do,
we can feel that, ma.
I should not ask for punya. No punya business. That also you release to the Lokarpanam seva.
No, you are alive and kicking because of somebody doing good for you.
Correct.
So now here it is your chance to go on with it.
Ashtu.
Okay, bye. Thank you, Purni.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.